I'm so exhausted. Exhausted. Are you exhausted from all the winning? Democrats don't seem to be tired of losing. Not yet. Every time I think they've hit rock bottom, they haven't bottomed out. They've taken massively unpopular positions on everything from deporting illegal gangbangers to forcing you to pay your hard-earned money to murder babies in the womb. Let me just remind you of a promise that Donald Trump made back in 2016 before he became president.
We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning.
Oh, I'm tired of just listening to him talking about winning. Wow. Listen to all of that. Hey, I don't think we're done winning just yet. I'm Daniel Cohen. This is the Daniel Cohen Show on the Real Life Network from Israel. The left mocked him. The media ridiculed him. Academia, they laughed at him. The establishment, the swamp creatures, the Nancy Pelosi's of the world who are bogged in the mud and mire every single day, who wake up and sludge all around them. The people on the left, and on the right, they said that all that winning you just heard, that he was delusional, that no way that was going to happen. Well, who's laughing now? There's still, the enemies of Trump are still trying to figure out how this man keeps delivering for the American people. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to give people that are my enemy, people that want my adversaries. Look, I'm going to help you here. I want to help you out. How is President Trump keep running circles around all of you? Ready? Is this on? President Trump stakes out common sense, rational positions, and he doesn't deviate from them. That's it. That's all he does. The president won 3 victories on Friday in the United States Supreme Court. Enormous rulings. The justices ruled in South Carolina that the state there, that the Medicaid programs can defund Planned Parenthood. Hallelujah. Yes. 100% yes. That's what I voted for. Not one more taxpayer dollar, quarter, dime, nickel, or penny should go to Planned Parenthood to fund abortion. Not one. You can parse that out and say, it doesn't go to abortion. That's already illegal. If you're paying to keep the lights on so that another dollar that's fungible can be used to provide abortion, you're paying for abortion. Not one more penny. That was enormous. Thank you, President Trump, for the appointments on the Supreme Court that had that rational, sane frame of mind. Protecting the life of the unborn, protecting babies, the preborn. The Supreme Court also ruled, we'll get through some of these quickly, we're not going to strip them all away, but they ruled in the United States that the U.S. can deport violent, face-tattooed gangbangers in the country illegally, that they can be sent to third-party countries. Get them out. Get them out. There wasn't a process for them to come in. Why is this rigorous process to get these people out? The stock market at a record high. Trump brokered a ceasefire in the 12-day war, which has really been going on for much longer than that, between Israel and Iran. But Israel and the United States, they eviscerated the nuclear program. And what is the media? What's the Democrat response? Well, was Fordow really destroyed? Or was it, according to this low-level leaked memo that's full of things that we can't really say with any sort of authenticity or accuracy? Because, by the way, bunker buster bombs have buried the entire thing underground. So no one knows. Was it 100% destroyed, or were they, 99.9%? The media falling all over themselves to try to take what is a huge victory for Israel, for the United States, for safety and security of the Middle East, for prosperity, for the world. These people should not have nuclear weapons at their fingertips. Peace breaks out between Rwanda and the Congo. Gas prices are at a 4-year low. Here is, oh my goodness. It's the lone voice. I don't know how this man still has a job. But Scott Jennings, I love this guy. Because he's like the sober person at a wine tasting, right? Where everybody's just like, what are you talking about? You don't make any sense. What are you talking about? You don't make any sense, and you don't make any sense. And he just like looks at the camera, and he just waits his turn. I love Scott Jennings. I love him. The voice of reason. Here he is explaining the third Supreme Court victory. Remember, I told you there were three. I just lined out those two. When the justices slapped down universal injunctions. So unelected bureaucrat district court judges can't block the executive, that would be the president of the United States, who 70 million plus people put in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They elected him to do what he said he would do as chief executive. Scott Jennings, roll it.
And you know what a lot of Republicans are saying is, nope, we're not tired of winning yet. This happened. Nope. The stock market's at a record high. Yep. He brokered the ceasefire in the 12-day war. Peace broke out between Rwanda and the Congo. I mean, gas prices are at a 4-year low for the summer. I mean, win after win after win. And this particular one is the most important because these individual judges had been, I think, unfairly stopping the president from governing. He won the election. They didn't. We don't have 600 presidents. We have one president. And now he's going to be able to actually govern. And so you could make an argument that this week or the last 2 weeks, the best week or 2 weeks of his entire presidency.
Wow. I mean, wow. That's really saying something. That's really saying something. What he did. By the way, did you see all the left, the panelists there that's sitting around him? This was the sober guy at the wine tasting. As he's just checking off, that was a victory. This was a massive victory for the American people. Not just for President Trump, for the American people. That was victory. That was a victory. And they're sitting there and you can see steam rising out of their ears. You can see their blood pressure and their blood boiling. Oh. The Democrats, I should tell you, they're also celebrating a major victory. Do you guys remember? What's the victory from last week? They had a huge victory, according to the Democrats. They foisted a communist, radical, terror-supporting Islamist, none of that is false, through in the New York City Democrat primary, paving the way for who will likely be Zohran Mamdani. He will most likely be the next mayor of New York City, the American city that suffered the worst Islamic terror attack, 9/11, in American history. Well done, Democrats. Well done. Outstanding job. Tip of the cap to you. That's the victory that you're celebrating while America is celebrating all the things that we just went through. Even the media had to admit that President Trump's signature, going all the way back to 2016, closing the wide open border, is a success. Listen to this.
Crossing from the border are 0 now.
0. Does everyone hear that? Trump 2028.
Do you?
We should play that a little longer for you. 0. That's what that reporter said. 0 illegal border crossings. That's what I voted for. Is that what you voted for? All the bluster and all the tweets. I don't care about the tweets. I don't care. This is what I voted for. Scott Jennings hit the nail exactly on the head. Oh, and by the way, the one big beautiful bill, let's keep going with the victories, that passed in the Senate thanks to Vice President Vance's big beautiful vote. It's called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Is Trump delivering on his promise to put money back in your pocket? Not to send it to mice transgender therapies in Guatemala or whatever the strange things that they were. He's delivering. And there, as we're speaking to you right now, it's still in flux. He wants to sign the bill on the 4th of July. So I'm just going to hit the high points and tell you, okay, Daniel, what's in it, right? The most important thing is this: making permanent the 2017 Trump tax cuts. Those were set to expire this year. So families should get to keep about $5,000 in their pocket. $5,000 that you earn. It's hard to earn $5,000. It's a lot of money. The child tax credit would increase from $1,000 to $2,000 per child. It would eliminate the Obamacare individual mandate penalty, which is just absurd, to force people to pay for something that for a service that they're not getting. You don't have health insurance. Obamacare says you pay a penalty. Thank you, John Roberts, for that train wreck, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. And so you You have the privilege of paying for something for a service that you're not receiving. I don't get that. What else is in it? $45 billion for additional detention facilities for immigrants who sneak into the country illegally. President Trump's Golden Dome. He wants the United States to have a version of Israel's Iron Dome. If you've been seeing any of my material on the Real Life Network in the last few weeks, Iron Dome is purely defensive, and thank God that Israel has an Iron Dome. Thank goodness. The legislation also includes restrictions on Medicaid, which provides, look, you know what Medicaid is? For those of you maybe listening who don't, it's government-sponsored health care, and it's for low-income and disabled Americans. Americans. Doge found that there were people in the country, illegal immigrants who were receiving Medicaid. But the thing that I like about it is the House passed bill. It imposes a work requirement for some people who are able-bodied. Did you catch that? A work requirement. If you're able-bodied, you can't just sit around and receive a check. What's wrong with that? And they want more frequent eligibility checks. Hey, can you work? Are you saying anything, are you okay? Yeah. Well, go find a job. Go work. Safety nets are important, but if you can work. The left is howling about that. A couple things the mainstream media isn't telling you. It's not just about tax cuts. It's the bill provides another $46.5 billion to revive construction of Trump's border wall, $4 billion to hire an additional 3,000 new Border Patrol agents. Very good things. Palestinian Senator Chuck Schumer. I'm sorry. Jewish Palestinian Senator Chuck Schumer. I'm sorry. Jewish Palestinian grill master Senator Chuck Schumer, who puts cheese on raw meat on the grill. I'll never get over that. Forcing the clerk to read the entire 940-page bill aloud. 940 pages. Look, there's these games that they play. It's a stall tactic. It's a delay tactic, right? Well, Republicans have done it too. I can be intellectually honest enough to tell you that. But here's the thing. Is it going to be law? Is it not going to be law? Yes. He's going to make it. Trump wants to sign the bill on, like I said, the 4th of July. It appears they have the votes. So that's a good thing. Now look, is it perfect? No. This is political gamesmanship. This is how it works. Democrats are going to claim victory on, and Republicans are going to say this was important to me and to my voters, and that is how it works. This is how the sausage is made. Nobody likes it, but in the end of the day, at the end, it's sausage. But watching it being made it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So Rand Paul votes no. Tom Tillis, we're going to talk about in a second. But how is Trump getting all this done? The wheels, it feels like they always grind, don't they? And the framers, by the way, created the government that way on purpose. They wanted it to be enormously difficult to do big, sweeping, difficult things. On purpose. It should be hard. It shouldn't be easy to just... Trump has remade the Republican Party. He's remade it. Everyone is welcome in the tent. Everyone. There's no one who's not welcome. Name one group of people who's not welcome. Pew Research. His support among Hispanic voters rose to 48%. It was up 12%. It was 36% in 2020. 2024, 48%. That's huge. The black vote, 15%. I still think that number is low, but this is, again, according to the Associated Press. The Jewish vote, according to the Associated Press, in concert, they did a poll with Fox News. It was right after the election. Arizona, Trump got 38% of the Jewish vote. Nevada, Trump got 42% of the Jewish vote. Florida, he got 44% of the Jewish vote. New York, 46% of the Jewish vote. That number's low. Reagan got 40% of the Jewish vote, and I think for a Republican, that's an all-time high. If you're Jewish and you're voting Democrat and you're voting for a party that openly calls for the destruction of Israel, that supports this ridiculous, that all the energy in the Democrat Party, the AOCs, the Zohran Mamdanis, who are for globalizing the Intifada, who want to eliminate the nation of Israel, the river to the sea, how are you voting for a Democrat? I'll just say it. What's wrong with you? How do you not see it? Your vote's your vote. Well, you get in, you pull the lever for who you, or well, it's not pulling a lever anymore. You punch the dot, you scan, whatever it is. Just explain that to me. We have somebody who's delivering victory after victory for Israel and for the American people and for safety and security for the world. But Kamala would be the first woman. Okay. And the left said it was impossible. Trump's a racist. Minorities, they're never going to vote Republican. Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Black voters, Hispanic voters, evangelicals, working class voters. Everyone is welcome in the Republican tent because the president delivers on what's important. And what's the first thing? Safety and security. Every president takes an oath to preserve, protect, and to defend the Constitution of the United States. Good governance begins with providing safety and security first. If you can't provide that, other things, what does it matter if your people don't feel safe? Not everyone in the Republican Party got the memo. Tom Tillis, senator from North Carolina, playing games with the Trump agenda. Listen to what he said.
It is inescapable that this bill in its current form will betray the very promise that Donald J. Trump made in the Oval Office or in the cabinet room when I was there with finance, where he said we can go after waste, fraud, and abuse on any programs.
Look, I'm not here to comment on appearances. It's I think it's beneath everybody. I don't care. But what was was it a bolo tie? Like a Texas tie? What was that? Senator Tillis voted against Trump's big, beautiful bill. He cited concern for Medicaid cuts affecting the people of North Carolina. North Carolina, very close state. What was the final 2025? I think it was it 5 percentage points? It's not Montana. I mean, Trump didn't win by double digits in North Carolina. But here's what Trump did. He said, primary challenger, and Trump's not the first to say it. A lot of people have actually come forward saying, I would primary Tom Tillis. And clearly Tom Tillis is vulnerable. And Tom Tillis knows he's vulnerable. 24 hours later, Tillis makes the announcement. He puts, we didn't share it for. You don't have to see it. It's okay. But he announced that he's retiring. He's not going to be seeking re-election in 2026. Shocker. When you are the president of the United States delivering victory after victory, you have a mandate from the American people. Good for you for not letting weak-kneed, free-range chicken, as Senator Kennedy would call some of these Republicans, to water down or to try to thwart or to gum up the agenda. Democrats never do that. Democrats are in lockstep, always. The Republicans are only the ones with the free-range chickens. Trump says, get in line or get out. And Tillis says, okay, I'm out. Okay. But the winning, there's more winning. Let's get back to that. This is the fun part. And what happens in North Carolina? Oh, I'll just tell you that Tim Scott, South Carolina senator, he helps fundraise and he helps kind of move, I guess, chess pieces. He feels very confident. I feel confident about North Carolina. Look, if there's an election today in North Carolina, whoever the Republican is, it should win, just based on all the winning. How about this? Trump could be on the verge of expanding the Abraham Accords. His historic peace deal that is worthy of a Nobel Peace Prize. Not that they'll ever give him one. But I want to show you this. Take a look at this. Look at this billboard. This just went up. This is up right now in Tel Aviv. And if you look at it, the billboard actually says it's time for a new Middle East. Do you see that? Time for a new Middle East. And it calls for an expansion of the Abraham Accords. They're calling it the Abraham Alliance. Now, who do you see in this picture? There's President Trump right in the middle. Who's right to President Trump? Right next to him, that's Prime Minister Netanyahu. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS. Huge. Israel and Saudi Arabia, if there's a peace deal, huge. The domino effect for the rest of the Middle East would be massive. Who else do you see on this picture? The newly minted leader of Syria, al-Jawlani, former al-Qaeda terror commander. I'll be honest, I don't love it. I don't love the fact that he's there. But listen, he's talking about, I believe, he's saying he wants peace with Israel. which is better than some of the maniacs who can't even say, well, peace with Israel would be a good thing. Syria and Israel are neighbors. We share a border. The president of Lebanon was there. Look, there's a new wind blowing in the Middle East. And the biggest piece of the puzzle is still the one thing, and I know you know what it is already. Gaza. The hostages. Got to get them out. I wish the hostages were included in the Israel-Iran ceasefire. I don't know how it wasn't. I don't know how more people weren't talking about it. President Trump shared a Truth Social. It just says this, very simply. Here's this post. It said, make the deal in Gaza, get the hostages back, all in capital letter, DJT, Donald J. Trump. We are hearing there's something legitimate in the works right now. I'm not going to speculate right now. There's been speculation for 600, I think today's day 639 or 40 days of war. But you have President Trump saying on the heels of all the victories, next is Gaza. He's turned his focus. Prime Minister Netanyahu says opportunities have opened up because of what the Trump administration and Israel just did. Talk about peace through strength. Ronald Reagan would be proud. There are 50 hostages, Israeli, remaining in Gaza. Sadly, unfortunately, only 20 or so are believed to be alive. Would love to bring them home. What does a long-term peace deal with Gaza that leaves Hamas in place look like? I don't think Hamas can stay in power. Israel's been saying it. Trump's been saying it. What does it look like? I don't know how you get that done this week, but we're watching. But for years, Obama, Biden, Democrat leadership, America was disrespected, taken advantage of, laughed at. They're laughing at you, your leadership. And now we see the countries of the world lining up to make a deal with the United States because they know and they respect strength. Canada just bent the knee on the digital tax that they were foolish. How foolish are they? The new leader there, Carney, the new kid on the block in terms of, no. Trump came in, laid the Trump card on him, and he bent the knee. We're not going to get into all of that right now. It's just the world understands strong leadership. It's the establishment. It's the permanent legacy media. It's these elites that for some reason they don't get it. So the question is, I'm looking ahead, and I'm just thinking out loud here. What happens after Trump? I believe the Republican bench is very strong. J.D. Vance, the vice president, logically would be next in line to carry on the torch, to carry on the legacy, what maybe is the better word. Will black voters, will Hispanic voters, will Jewish voters, will working class voters gravitate and continue to want to stay in the tent? Yeah. Yes. If we're looking at the framework of the United States right now and all the victories that we just spelled out that this administration has delivered, yes. And to the liberals here, now listen, I'm sure you're watching, I'm sure you're listening. I'm not here to slam you. I'm not here to degrade you, demean you, make fun of you. I will have a good laugh at you. I mean, there are certain people that I can't take seriously. They just have to be laughed at. And you know who those people are. But I want you to just step back from your Trump derangement syndrome for just a moment and look at your life. Your life is better because of Donald Trump, because of what he's been able to accomplish with Israel, because of his strong positions. By every single metric, life is better. The economy, better. Gas prices, better. The stock market, better. You're safer. You're surer. Aren't you? Aren't you surer now? If I was Jewish living in New York City, I wouldn't be so sure. With Zohran Mamdani measuring the drapes in the mayor's office. He can't wait. I wouldn't be sure if I was Jewish living there. No one enjoys losing. I get that. But come on over to the winning team. Just think about it. Consider it. If not now. Because just as Trump promised 9 years ago, conservatives aren't done racking up the wins. And despite all the jokes,
we're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning.
Can't take it. I can't take it. No one on this side is getting tired of all the winning. From Israel, for the Real Life Network, I'm Daniel Cohen.